country road, take me home to a backwoods creek down a long dirt road. If it means no headstone, at least I'll be where I belong. I represent the country, yeah, I love the slums. Raised off in the sticks, man, this is where I come from. Love crackling cornbread, collar and cornbed. Southern by the grace of God, and when I'm gone, country dead. I ride them dirt roads sometime to reach that destination. Ducked off in Jones Wood, it's like I'm always on vacation. Blaze up the bonfire, calling up my country folk. Just build up that mason jar, light the pine and take a smoke. It's all good, we all fine. They Marcus brought the moonshine. Kid Rocky in the dashboard, peaches shaking in the moonlight. It's something about them back roads stretching out across the county line. It takes me back to my days of young when my grandma was my sunshine. I love all the things that the country bring. Backwood riding little country lane on the front porch with my girl and kids. Cause the smell of an evening country rain may not mean that much to some, but to me it's where my heart belongs. I'm calling on them country roads, them the ones that take me home. Country road, take me home, to a backwoods creek. Down a long dirt road, sideways down that old dirt road. If it means no headstone, at least I'll be where I belong.
Them country roads mean a lot to me. Georgia Mountains, Carolinas, Cherokee, Smoky Mountains in the hills of Tennessee. If you're like me, you probably agree. It's like something good, like something sweet, like something great, like Mama's tea. Raised to be how I wanted to be. At the end of the road, the sun sets for free. Not trying to put down no city, but these country roads are so pretty. Times I feel so young for what I know. And there's no place like home. I like to hear some creek water flowing down. That's the road I'm going. Hell yeah, that's where I belong. While we're getting there, we all singing along.
Country road, take me home, to a backwoods creek, down a long dirt road, sideways down that old dirt road. If it means no headstone, at least I'll be.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's
evening and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Stop number 2 of the playoffs for the Xfinity Series. I'm Steve McMillan along with BJ Duvall. We got last week's winner, Adam Lancaster, here with us tonight. Adam, how's it set up winning last week? How's it setting you up tonight? How are you going to play?
Oh, it sets me up pretty daggone good. I got to say, this is a tricky racetrack. You got to race the racetrack, and that wall is like a vacuum cleaner. It'll suck you right into it. So, to be locked into the next round and be in a decent position in the points, it's almost reminiscent of plate racing where you can kind of just go after it and not have to worry too much about the consequences and know that we're moving on to the next round.
Definitely. So when you move on to the next round, who do you have your eyes on? Who's the person you said, this is the person I got to beat week in to week out to win this championship?
Well, Radburn Shutters and Silvers in the 33 and Scott Fritz, Brandon Robertson, all of those guys, they bring a bullet every week and can go out there and win races. Brandon's really savvy, and we have to watch him tonight, and really every week on fuel mileage. He's really savvy, and you'll think you're sitting in the catbird seat, and he'll snooker you on fuel mileage. And he's got good speed, and Radburn and those guys, Radburn and the 33, those guys have, really good lap time, good speed week to week, and Scott's right there too. So, that's the main group of guys that you got to keep them either right in your windshield or try to keep them in the back glass and in the rearview mirror.
Definitely. Go ahead and thank those sponsors, make it all possible for you this whole season.
Yeah, well, I really need to thank Pennzoil for coming on board for this week, a throwback week, and Lancaster Transmissions, Rims One, Ghostface Brewing, Alex Huffman Designs, everybody that helps us out, and thank Bluegrass iRacing Series and you guys for a great broadcast, and I'm sure you'll have one tonight as well.
All right, that's Adam Lancaster. He won last week. He's already sitting pretty for the next round. BJ, are you moving down for me?
Yeah. I was just going to ask him, remind me again which channel I'm taking you to.
Elite Motorsports.
Elite. That's what I thought. Just want to make sure. Good luck to you.
Hello, Brett Wheeler. How are you doing tonight? The owner of UDTV watching in on us. Well, BJ, we had the record crowd of viewership last night. The two did. We're hoping that we can get it done tonight the same way. If you're watching, there's 11 people right now watching it. Each of you share it out one time. We can get one extra viewer. That'd be 22 viewers. We could do it. The Bluegrass, the people represented the Truck Series last night, BJ.
Yes, they absolutely did put on a great show. Everybody came out, watched. It was awesome all the way around here in the numbers at the end of the night.
All right, qualifying on the board. First on the track is car number 46. From Fond du Lac, Wyoming, it's Sean Kostritza in the 46 in the Wolf Pumps. Also on track, he's been strong all season long in the 44. From North Carolina is Radburn Shutters in that 44, and his teammate coming on track in the 33. From Waynesville, North Carolina, is James Silvers. And also on the track from Henderson, Kentucky, it's Justin Winters and Jeremiah Hobbs in the DeWalt 17 throwback from Brighton, Colorado.
Time's going to be ticking in very quickly tonight. A lot of drivers coming out on track. We didn't see that last night in the trucks, but we do here tonight. Hello, Amy. We were instructed to say hi to Amy. So, Steve, say hi to Amy.
Hi, Amy. How are you doing? Well, qualified is on the board. They get 2 laps. And let's see here. That kind of looks kind of crazy, doesn't it? See if we get that to reload. Winners right now on top of the charts with a 30.00. Kostritza moves to third. Look at Silvers with a 29.88.
Our top 5 so far, Silvers winners, Kostritza, Shutters, and Hobbs. Silvers continuing that momentum we've seen week after week out of the Cornerstone drivers. See where last week's winner, Adam Lancaster, times in. He just took his green flag, so got to wait a lap.
Well, you know, we've had the live look-in last night. It was very popular. In fact, it blew our camera system out. And so we don't have the live look-in tonight. But I will say, if you go back to the Bluegrass and look at, there's a YouTube clip, Alex Healy's wife, she made an appearance last night. And if you look to his right-hand side, there's a shirt. And then you see her.
Oh,
Adam Lancaster hits that inside wall. So he's not going to be able to BJ to better his second lap as he's third quick on the board.
that's right. Whenever you tag the wall, for viewers watching up might not know, whenever you tag the wall or anything of the sort, even if it does not give you an incident, it discounts your lap. Radburn Shutters moves into quick time over Bryce Hunter. Qualifying lap for Bryce Hunter as well, sitting there in second, tied with James Silvers. Doug Neal out on track from McDonough, wherever that is.
It's somewhere in America. And there's Darius Boyd. Darius Boyd in the 10, the mobile 1, number 10, out there tonight. Looking pretty sharp. But Doug Neal, the 77, he's had some good runs this season. 19 drivers signed in the pit area tonight. Taking time, as this is an elimination round tonight, BJ. So these drivers got to be on their A game.
That's right. After tonight, only 12 drivers will remain in the playoffs. 12 drivers chasing the championship. In the process right now to see if I can get that information. Jason, if you're listening, I cannot find it anywhere. But we know that Adam Lancaster is in.
Well, let's look at the drivers who have qualified right now. As Radburn Shutters on the point. Bryce Hunter, James Silvers, Adam Lancaster, last week's winner. Doug Neal, your top 5. Then you got Justin Winter, Sean Kostritza, Jeremiah Hobbs, and Darius Boyd, your top 9. Nate Maurer in the 971 from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, making his way onto the racing surface down the back straightaway. Nate Maurer, he's had some good strong runs.
Yes, he has. Finds himself in the top 5 the majority of the season, the majority of the race. The races, and then just only, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he's only got one win on the season, though. It's just not quite been there for him at the end.
Definitely. As we've also coming on track is the 2 of Brandon Robertson. Brandon Robertson in that 2 machine. He's had some good runs, had a couple of wins. There's Brad Deere in the GBM. Warsaw, Indiana driver. Nate Maurer goes 10th quick on the board. So you're watching live on Ultimate Dirt TV, the Bluegrass Xfinity Series. Hit the like, hit the follow button, share out the broadcast. Let's carry on the momentum as we had last night in the Truck Series. 103 shares. I know we can beat that tonight. Nate Maurer in his second lap goes 7th quick. Brad Deere goes to 11th. Scott Fritz down the track, and that's 0-1. And a good wrench, 0-1 from Leonardtown. Travis Twitty making his way onto the track from Polk County, North Carolina in that 29 machine. Michael Robinson in the 88 from Riverside, California on the track. Brandon Robertson in the 2 machine goes 6th quick with just 3 minutes and 25 seconds left of qualifying for the Xfinity Series.
And not a lot of time left. We've got Travis Twitty, Michael Robinson out on track, seeing what they can put down. Brandon Robertson looks like he's going to continue running, just getting some extra practice by the looks of it. There's Travis Twitty in the 29 out of Polk County, North Carolina. Coming down the back straightaway, we'll see what he can get when he takes the green flag right here. Top 5 right now: Radburn Shutters, Bryce Hunter, James Silvers, Brandon Robertson, Scott Fritz running out the top 5. Then Adam Lancaster, Doug Neal, Justin Winters, Nate Maurer, Sean Kostritza are top 10. Travis Twitty will tie him in 14th position. Michael Robinson in 15th.
So the second lap for the 29 of Travis Twitty as he's down the back straightaway, trying to gain some more speed here, get up in there. A better starting position for tonight's 58 laps, I believe. Yeah, 158 laps.
That would be correct.
Yeah. DJ's really important, getting phone calls.
Getting phone call.
And probably it's from God. Says you need to go to church tomorrow night. Travis Twitty, he will stay 14th quick with Michael Robinson in 15th with just a minute and 40 seconds left on the board. Tyler Evans, Robbie Richards, Adam Newber, and Tony Iverson have not qualified. Those 4 drivers, as I said, 19 drivers signed up tonight to race. Adam Lancaster won last Tuesday night. So he's already in the next round. You know, give it up for Keith Hackney, won the first round in the Truck Series. Started in the back because he had problems qualifying last night. Finished second. So he, his first 2 races of the Truck Series is the first and the second. His average finish is pretty high. You count that.
Yes, it most definitely is. I'm trying to make sure that everything is okay at the moment. Give me a second.
The 50 seconds left on the board. As we're fixing to go racing here at Darlington with the Xfinity Bluegrass. We're live on UDTV Facebook and YouTube channel. Simulcast live on the Bluegrass Facebook and YouTube. And on dirtfan.com. Watching at home, make sure that share, hit that like, and hit that follow button. We had a record crowd viewership last night in the Truck Series here. And now we had 2 cautions the whole night, not including the stage break. So
it definitely a much cleaner race than what I had expected, being Darlington, an extremely tough track to run. One end of the track is different from the other. It's tighter than turns 1 and 2 is tighter than turns 3 and 4, and drivers have to figure out the best line to run for each end of the track, and that's definitely a big game changer and plays a lot of factors in.
All right, is that time? It's the Bluegrass Darlington 158 starting lineup. And on the pole, in car number 44, the Cornerstone Motorsports Radburn Shutters into his outside the Pioneer Racing, car number 9, Bryce Hunter.
Row number 2 on the inside, Cornerstone Motorsports James Silvers. To his outside, Brandon Robertson in the 2.
In row number 3, to the inside, the Tyler Berry Motorsports, car number 01, is Scott Fritz. And to his outside, last week's winner, Elite Motorsports, car number 1, Adam Lancaster.
Row number 4 on the inside, Sim Box Motorsports, number 77, Doug Neal. To his outside, Elite Motorsports, it's the 7, Justin Winters.
And on your 5th row, inside the Simbox Motorsports, car number 971 is Nate Maurer. And to his outside, in car number 46, the Wolf Pump, is Sean Kostritza.
Row number 6 on the inside, Empire Motorsports, number 19, Jeremiah Hobbs. To his outside, the 10 of Darius Boyd.
And on your 7th row, inside the Cornerstone Motorsports, car number 7, it's Brad Neer. And to his outside, the High Side Hustler Motorsports, car number 29, Travis Twitty.
Row number 8 on the inside, Empire Motorsports, number 88, Michael Robinson. To his outside, High Side Hustlers, number 72, Tony Iverson.
In on your ninth row to the inside, he hails out of Georgia. Car number 17 is Adam Newbert. And to the south side from Carolina. And car number 12 is Robbie Richards. And rounding out your field at Cornerstone Motorsports, car number 22, Tyler Evans. That is your 19 starters here tonight for the Bluegrass Xfinity Series at Darlington. As the drivers start to roll off, logo green next time by. Make sure to like and the follow and share out the broadcast. Really appreciate it.
Stage break on lap number 60 here tonight.
Alrighty, Bryce Hunter and Radford Shutters, your front row. Lights are out of the pace truck. We're fixing to have some fun. Pace car makes a hard left-hand turn. Shutters bringing us to the start line with Barney. The iRacing flag will wave the green flag for tonight. We're off, and a good start there for the 44 Radford Shutters. Kind of kept that Bryce Hunter, kind of looked like he was sleeping a little bit on the start. Into turn number 1, look at Shutters. He's shot out like a candy. He has about a 10-car lead advantage over James Silvers and Bryce Hunter in that third spot.
Bryce Hunter with a nice surge of speed coming out of turn number 2. Had to back off of it. James Silvers had a position pulled up there in front of him. Bryce, strong qualifying run to start him on the outside pole. Not a bad start for him. He's had a rough go of it this season and looking strong here in the second round of playoffs. In Darlington sitting right now in third. The entire field now starting to single file out. We saw this in the truck series last night. Everybody single filing out early, taking their time, playing it safe.
Made it safe, but Radford Shutters, I mean, look at him. He's right there out turn number 4 down the straightaway. And now there's Silvers, his teammate, just coming out of turn number 4. As we complete lap number 2 here at Darlington on lap number 3. Single file out these drivers are. And, you know, in the back, BJ, that's where it gets a little bit racy. Not too much, but a little bit. As you look right there, there is Darius Boyd in the 10 in that 17th spot, or make it, 17th. Tyler Evans running in 18th, and Robbie Richards in the 12th, currently running in 19th. But way out in front is Radford Shutters in the 44. He's been strong all season long. He just hasn't capitalized on all those wins he should have won, BJ.
Yes, he has. He's been right there at the front of the pack all night long, week after week after week. And right now, over a 2-second lead, doing just what we've seen him do all season long. James Silvers, his teammate, running his second. Radford Shutters, the only driver with a time this race under 30 seconds even. Everybody else, closest driver to him being his teammate there in second place right now with 30.07. So very, very fast out of the number 44, while James Silvers sits back and holds back Bryce Hunter right now.
As Silvers has done a good job as the top 3 start to pull away from Scott Fritz and the 0 Wads. Fritz there in a good wrench, the throwback car there. And then you have Brandon Robertson in that 5th position. He has a top 5 in that 2 machine. He has a couple of wins on the season. There's Adam Lancaster in that 6th spot. Won last week. He's in the round for the next round. There is Doug Neal to 77, Justin Winters, and Nate Maurer. Sean Kostritza, your top 10 here at Darlington. And BJ, it was racing with the trucks until they made green flag pit stops, and then it was spaced out the remainder of the race, except for the green-white checkered.
Yeah, it was when things really heated up the end. Not 1, but 2 green-white checkers to bring that thing to the finish. Shook things up like you would not believe. Looked like it was going to be Keith Hackney's race, and then at the very end, gave it away to Adam Newbert. And Newbert is out in the field again here tonight, starting back in the 17th position, currently riding in 15th. We'll see if he can't make his way forward here tonight. Lancaster, last week's winner, he sits right now in 6th. We'll see what he can do. Everybody right now, though, we don't really have any movers, not really any shakers. Everybody just fell in line, single filed it out, biding their time. 60 laps to the end of the first stage here tonight.
60 laps, a long way to go. As we know, last night the trucks could make it around about 40 laps, and they pushed it. We had one driver that did. So, I mean, anything's possible, I guess, here. As you look at the 9 machine of Bryce Hunter on the hip pocket of that 33 of James Silvers. You hear him off the gas, on the gas, kind of feathering it. Now on the gas, going down the back straightaway. Closes up onto that back bumper and turn number 3 right up against him. It's too early for any right side romance right now, as we saw some of that early, as we got caution on the racetrack.
Caution falls tonight here on lap number 10. If I'm not mistaken, Steve, I think it's the same lap we had it last night. We take a look at the replay. Sean Kostritza, Brad Neer making contact in one of those tight corners there. It looks like turns 1 and 2. See Brad Neer, he's down there on the bottom, right across those lines. Looks like he just starts to wash up a little bit. Sends him right up into the side of Sean Kostritza. Both drivers heavy into the wall. Near going around.
And you know what, BJ? It's kind of like what happened. You're right. Right about lap number 10 last night, the first caution came out. And that was between Alan Duranco and Travis Twitty when they made contact like that. It was almost the same area and the same lap.
Yes, it was. It's like deja vu right now in the booth, and they're watching this. It's like nobody else really heavily involved in that. A little bit of bent fenders to a few other cars. For the most part, everybody able to get by them fairly cleanly, fairly safely.
Well, let's take a look at this. Your top 10 right now is Radburn Shoulders, James Silvers, Bryce Hunter in that 3rd spot, Scott Fritz in 4th. 5th is Braden Robertson. 6th is Adam Lancaster. Doug Neal in that 7th spot. Justin Winters and Nate Maurer and Jeremiah Hobbs is your top 10 tonight. You know, Justin Winters, that nice looking orange machine. I always like orange on the cars.
It definitely does look good. It's not a real popular color. Not a lot of people go with it, but it always stands out and it always looks good.
Definitely. You see Nate Maurer there, 971, currently in a 9th spot. Jeremiah Hobbs driving at 17. Normally drives the 19, but the 17 DeWalt car. Jeremiah Hobbs from Renton, Colorado. But give it up for Radburn Shutters from North Carolina, your race leader. As we are under our first caution tonight on lap number 10, where Brad Deere pushes up on Sean Kostritza, and they go into the outside wall here. Travis Twitty down pit road making a pit stop. He's making his way back out. Brad Deere also coming out of the pits. And Sean Kostritza. So all 3 drivers are making their way back on to the racing surface. Barney, I think, is going to give him the 1 to go signal, and he does, as James Silvers and Radburn Shutters will be your front row for this restart. Shutters will choose the outside line. The other drivers will get racked and stacked, and we'll let them loose out of turn number 4. If you're watching at home, make sure to hit that like, hit the follow button to share out the broadcast. Each of you can share it out one time. We can double the viewership. Just think, last night we have a record amount of viewers for the Truck Series, and we know the Xfinity Series watchers, fans, ongoers, drivers, y'all can outdo the Truck Series. Let's do it tonight. Alrighty. They're racked and stacked. That pace car makes that hard left-hand turn. They're coming to the Geico restart zone where Radburn shutters can fire anytime in that restart zone. You can see it on the inside wall of that white line there. That's Geico restart zone. He fires. We're back to racing here in Darlington. We complete lap number 13 on lap number 14. This time, Silvers, he doesn't get a big advantage like he did last time on the start of the race. But it's a pretty enough advantage, BJ. Remember about 5 car length advantage on that restart for Radburn Shutters over James Silvers.
Yeah, you got to remember these two are teammates. They're probably sitting in chat together discussing the restart, talking about when they were going to go and everything like that. Maybe even gave each other a countdown. But even at that, Radburn Shutter stood with a massive restart. He's just so good on these restarts all season long. He's able to get a very quick gap and start pulling off from the field right away. Already had a solid 3-second gap prior to that last caution. Right now, just a little over a lap into this race, this restart here, he's already got over a half a second on his teammate of James Silvers. Scott Fritz finds himself in third after the restart. As we look on board with Brandon Robertson right now, we see the 7 of Justin Winters behind him. See all the cars single filing out. Somebody up into the wall back there. A few cars behind him.
Pretty neat camera going on. Rotating camera here. As we're on board with Brandon Robertson, right ahead of him is Adam Lancaster in that one machine, the Pennzoil one. Currently running in that 5th position. There you see, Shutters got a little loose there. Right in front of Scott Fritz. There's Fritz now looking to the inside. This is a battle for second. Into the turn. Fritz will have him. He'll clear him for the second spot. Is the 33 Silvers going to cross him over? No, he does not. Bryce Hunter in 4th down. Going to try to make a move on James Silvers to the inside. He does clear him. Silvers gives it to him. Now Silvers drops back to 4th.
Yeah, Silvers just settling back in now, getting himself back in line. Still a long way to go to the end of the stage, let alone the race. Adam Lancaster taking a look to the inside of him now, wanting that 4th position. He's made his way to the top 5 now. He wants more. Right at his quarter panel, he'll fall back in line. Silvers had the momentum down the straightaway to allowed him to get clear of Lancaster. Right about a 2-length car length gap between them now. On your screen, we have the 77 of Doug Neal and the 971 of Nate Maurer. They're running 8th and 9th.
8th and 9th, but Radburn Shutters, he has pulled away from there's Scott Fritz in 2nd. So he's pulled away from about 10 car length advantage over Scott Fritz. As we take a look at the Crank It Up cam. As we cross the finish line, we complete lap number 20. 130 laps remaining to the end of this race. Radburn Shutters is your race leader. Scott Fritz, Bryce Hunter, James Silvers, and Adam Lancaster, your top 5 here in Darlington with the Bluegrass Xfinity Series. Looking alive, Scott Fritz in that 2nd spot. He's been all too familiar to bridesmaid spots, but has picked up a win this season.
Yes, he has. The start of the season, it seemed like he ought to be dubbed the bridesmaid of the series. 3 second-place finishes in a row right now, running in 2nd once again. He's got to be hungry for more. He's got to push and get that lock into the next round, not have to worry about points. Right now, he's sitting within striking distance, sitting in a good position. All he needs is that stage break, is that caution, get back out there in that same position.
Definitely. As right now, you look at the 88 and Michael Robinson. There's Jeremiah Hobbs in the 17. He's in 10th. Let's look a little further back. There's Travis 20 and 29, currently running at 17th. Sean Kostritza involved in that wreck, currently running in 18th position. And there's Brad Deere, also involved in that wreck. Heavy damage to that car, currently running at 19th in the last place. But right there is Redbird Shutters, and he is dominating here tonight at Darlington. It's we're on lap number 24. Scott Fritz now starting to pull away from Bryce Hunter. And Bryce Hunter has pulled away from Adam Lancaster. And you got to wonder about James Silvers. We saw him get a little loose, probably on a, makes you wonder, did he get some damage on that car, make it kind of ill handling? You see some damage on the right-hand side there.
There's definitely a little bit there, but I don't really see that affecting the car unless he knocked a toe link when he smacked the wall. But at the pace that he is currently running compared to what he was running, there's a very, very good chance that he did, or even if it caused him to slide around a little bit more than what we saw, he could have scrubbed those tires quite a bit more than we had previously thought. So as he runs right now in that 6th position, he is holding on for everything he's got at the moment.
As you kind of see the damage to that right-hand side there, door kind of crinkled up. So yes, he's having some problems. Falling back to that 6th spot. Nate Bauer right behind him. In that 971 Redneck Nation machine. Bryce Hunter. Very, for the majority of the season, he wasn't up front. In just the last 4 or 5 races, he started turning things around in that number 9 machine there.
He's definitely.
Go ahead.
I was going to say he's definitely taking a back seat. It seemed like all season long, and then just I don't know if he's got more practice time or what, but he's been able to get himself up there, make himself known here recently. So he follows Scott Fritz right now.
Well, Fritz, that nice looking Goodrich machine throwback car. As we're on the gyro cam with him, you see the little nose damage on the right hand side of his car too, as he has flirted with that outside wall. Now you see right ahead of him, that is your race leader, Radburn Shutters, in the 44 machine. Taking a look back on board with James Silver. See that damage on the right hand side there. Michael Robinson's gotten around him as James Silver's now has fallen back to the 8th position. Doug Neal directly behind him in the 77 car. Here's your top 5 is Shutters, Fritz, Hunter, Winters, and Lancaster. Here at Darlington, you're watching the Bluegrass Xfinity Series live on Ultimate Dirt TV, simulcast live on the Bluegrass Facebook page, YouTube, and dirtfan.com. As we're on lap number 30, there is Adam Lancaster chasing down Justin Winters. Winters up 4 spots in that 4th position right now. Doing a good job from Henderson, Kentucky. Another driver on the move is the 88 Michael Robinson, up 8 spots to start the race. And what about Adam Newbert? Newbert has some damage on the right-hand side in that 17 machine, but he's up 7 spots to start the race. And then Tyler Evans in the 22, he's up 6 spots in that 13th position.
He's having a fantastic race now. He started off at the tailback of the field, moving himself forward into that 13th spot. Right now, not really anything going on. These are probably our closest drivers on track, being Evans, Iverson, and Richards right there. The those three, 13th to 15th.
Well, Radbird's Shutters putting on a clinic here at Darlington as we are on lap number 32, fixing to complete 32 on lap number 33. There is Scott Fritz pulled away from Bryce Hunter there in that third spot. Justin Winters and Adam Lancaster. Lancaster has some damage on the rear end of that machine there. That shouldn't hurt him too much. But I wonder what happened. Looked like someone must have really plowed in the rear end of him.
It took a pretty good shot there to get that damage on that number 1 machine. Not really sure where that came from or when it was. That had to have been one heck of a shot. See if we can find somebody sometime throughout this race with damage to the nose of their cars. Those two drivers will bring it down pit road along with Brandon Robertson. First, a green flag pit stops underway here tonight.
Also coming down pit road, Tony Iverson in the 72, Jeremiah Hobbs. So 5 drivers down pit road. Radburn Shutters now. He's going to bring it down pit road in that 44 machine. Let's see. Scott Fritz is going to be following. There's Bryce Hunter following him. Michael Robinson. Looks like they're all coming out. Adam Newbert, though, he's going to say, I'll raise my hand. I'm going to stay out here. Pit road's kind of busy. Let me lead a couple of laps. Adam Newbert, your new race leader here on lap number 35. Tyler Evans not making a pit stop. He'll move in that second spot, along with Robbie Richards staying out, moving up to third. Travis Twitty now will move up to that fourth position with Brad Deere. With heavy damage to that car, moving up to 5th. Radburn Shutters on pit road right there. You see the 17 coming off pit road. Shutters still there. Now he will exit pit road for his pit stop. Bryce Hunter still on there. There's Scott Fritz coming out. Hunter now and Robinson.
And one thing to keep in mind, one driver that ran a different pit strategy last night, and it worked for him as he rolled on for the win to 17 of Adam Newbert. He's just now headed down pit road and hit his pit stall. Ran a completely different strategy last night in the Truck Series. Managed to roll off with a win just when I thought it was going to be out of reach for him. He gets that final caution, gets a new set of tires, takes off for the race win. He's currently on pit road. That makes everybody on track has now hit pit road at some point in time. Tyler Evans, right now, your race leader. He pitted on lap number 11.
He's on lap number 25 for this stint. As you see, Shutters, Fritz, Hunter, Robinson, and Maurer all went 34 laps. So we know they can at least go 34. Evans, Richards, Twitty, and Neer, and Kostritza. But one thing of it is, BJ, we learned last night, you don't want the other drivers to get ahead of you. You want to pit pretty soon. So that way, your advantage you gained be close when you come back out.
Yeah, that is for sure. Whenever you decide to stay out longer, and a lot of action going on right now down the front straightaway. But one thing you want to keep in mind whenever you see drivers come down pit road, Evans and Hunter both in the wall. Good job by them to keep it up there and allow everybody to get by there. Everybody's able to keep on going. Looks like Bryce Hunter got in the back of Evans when he got up into the wall during that little battle going on there. The 88 of Michael Robinson was on the inside of them. Oh, Evans up into the wall again. Bryce gets him again. Lost the nose of his car.
And right there, caution out for Tyler Evans. Let's take a look at the instant replay. Evans slaps that wall.
It gets up there in the marbles and it just kind of sucks him up. It looks like bounces off the wall, and Bryce Hunter just kind of stuck with nowhere to go. Just drives right into him. It's going to hurt Bryce Hunter's race as well. He's having a good run going for him in that number 9 machine, and just rips the whole front end off of that car from that incident.
And that's the second time that the 22 got into the outside wall and Hunter got into him. Really nowhere for Bryce Hunter to go. Brings out your second caution of the night. And look at there, Brad Deere with heavy front end damage is listed your race leader from Warsaw, Indiana.
At some point in time, Brad Near losing the nose of the car. I wonder if that's not what happened to the back end of the 17, I believe it is, that we were looking at. No, it was Adam Lancaster's car that we were looking at earlier. I wonder if that's what happened to the back end of the number 1 machine earlier, is where Brad Near lost the nose of his car.
Well, you know, it was Near and Kostritza that brought out that first caution when Near went head on to the wall. So,
that is correct.
So right now, your top 5 looking like this. Near, Evans, Shutters, Fritz, Robinson, your top 5. Brandon Robertson, Adam Lancaster, Justin White, Bryce Hunter, Sean Kostritza, Darius Boyd, and Travis Twitty all down pit road. Making another pit stop here. And it looks like Brad Deere's going to bring it down pit road for his pit stop. You see Tyler Evans come down pit road too in that 22 machine. And Tony Iverson there following pursuit. That should, let's see, relinquish the lead to the 44 Radbird Shutters, Fritz, and Michael Robinson. Michael Robinson up 12 spots at the start of the race. Nate Maurer now in 4th. James Silvers up to 5th. Here at Darlington, your second caution of the night. You know, we don't have any, you know, BJ, we don't have in-car live look-ins. And for the people that are just tuning in, why do we not tonight? What happened last night?
Because nobody replied.
So, BJ, you ruined the whole thing.
Oh. I'm sorry. I don't know what you were getting at.
Oh, Lord. Child.
Oh.
Well, you got to go back.
Because it'll never compare to what we saw last night.
That's right. Alex Healy's wife was on last night. Made her first appearance on the Bluegrass Truck Series race. Y'all go back as during his qualifying lap. It was fun. It was something to talk about in the race, that was for sure. And they posted it on the Bluegrass Facebook page. You can look into it. We made her famous. How about that, BJ? So famous.
That's right.
So famous, it broke the cameras. We had too many viewers.
Yeah, there we go.
Lights are out. We're going to go back green out of turn number 4. They're racked and stacked. As the 44 Shutters will choose the outside line for this restart. As you see the drivers heading into turn number 3, the pace car, when he exits turn number 4, will make the hard left-hand turn into pit road. As he does now down the field, Shutters will bring him to the Geico restart zone. Bring your fire off anytime. Green flag is that good start there. Look at even a better start for Scott Fritz in the 0-1. Fritz will fall in line there. Your top 3, they get single filed out as they come out turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Shutters starting to pull away from Fritz out of turn number 2 as they come down the back straightaway. You can see Darius Boyd and Travis Twitty there. That's a battle going on there. Twitty and that is Bryce Hunter in the 9 machine. He's a lot down. There is the one Adam Lancaster going around Travis Twitty. Lancaster will take over that 11th spot there. These are where the drivers are moving in the back. There's Justin Winters currently running a 9th. Doug Neal right ahead of him. Shutters. Michael Robinson at 88, battling with Brandon Robertson in the 2 machine. Robertson has a couple wins on the series this season.
As he sits right now in that 6th spot, right behind one of our 2 biggest moves of the race, Michael Robinson, Adam Newbert right in front of him in 4th up, 13 positions, with another great run going for that driver of the number 17. Coming off with the win last week, he's got the momentum, he's got to have the confidence, trying to pull off yet another win here, have a bit of an upset win, you might say, is he's not, if I'm not mistaken, he's not one of the drivers in the playoffs here for the Xfinity series, but having a strong run here. Radburn Shutters, the last time across the stripe, set yet another record here tonight, being the fastest driver on track with a 29.76 over the closest 0.2 of a second slower Brandon Robertson.
As you look at Nate Maurer on the hip pocket of Scott Fritz there, out of turn number 4, down the straightaway. Give it up for Nate Maurer. What a good, strong run he's having here tonight in that 971 machine. Newbert right there to 17 in that Ford Mustang. As they head down the back straightaway. Pretty much single filed out this field. There is Radburn Shutters putting on a clinic here, all by his lonesome out front, as Scott Fritz holding off a hard challenger of Nate Maurer in that 971 machine.
Yeah. Radburn Shutters, his teammate, currently sitting back in 7th. James Silver still has not quite recovered from the incident earlier that caused him to fall back. Still riding right around the same position that we last took a look at him there in the 33 machine. But the same cannot be said of Radburn Shutters. He continues to pull away over a second lead over Scott Fritz. Fritz had the best restart against him that we've seen of anybody here tonight, but it didn't last very long for him as Radburn Shutters just continues to pull away from him.
You see these drivers flirting with that outside wall there. This is where they're getting most of their damage on the right front. And that's where you saw Tyler Evans get sucked up into that wall to cause Bryce Hunter to get into the back of him. As you see Radburn Shutters crossing the start finish line, we're on lap number 51 here at Darlington. You're watching the Bluegrass Xfinity series live on Ultimate Dirt TV. Make sure to hit that like, hit the follow button, and share out that broadcast. We had a record amount of viewers last night. Bryce Hunter in the wall. BJ down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Hunter's bad luck continuing. Lost the whole front end of that car earlier. Looks like they might have got a duct tape back on there when he came by the camera for a moment there. Getting back up into the wall. Nope, it is not. But when he came by right there, getting into the wall, that's not where he wants to be. He's got to hold that thing together as much as he can if he wants anything out of it here tonight. He currently still runs in 18th, 2 laps down.
As we go on board with Radburn Shutters at that 44 as they come into the start finish line. Complete lap number 52 on lap number 53. As he's just on a Sunday drive here, making it look really easy here in Darlington. You know, a lot of drivers were talking about how it's so easy to make a mistake with the outside wall, flirting with the danger zone. But that's where they're quick at. As you look at the 0-1, Scott Fritz still in that 6th spot. Maurer, Newbert, and Robertson. Your top 5 here at Darlington as we complete lap number 53.
Everybody back into positions, playing it safe once again. 7 laps to the end of stage number 1.
As you look right now, there's Justin Winters and Michael Robinson. That's in 8th and 9th position. There's Darius Boyd in 10th. Oh, he's making contact with the wall right there. Bounces off of it. Keeps on going. There's Adam Lancaster He won last week. He's currently running in 11th spot. Damage on the rear end of that vehicle caused him some heartache and pain. There is Jeremiah Hobbs in DeWalt 17. He got some damage like the one car Adam Lancaster does. So somebody's been torturing these rear ends of these cars.
That's definitely one way to look at it. Torturing. It's very well said there. Yeah, every time these guys make contact to the back of somebody else's car, it might not be hurting the driver that's getting hit in the rear end. That rear end damage might not really be hurting them. His aerodynamics are not crazy important here, but you got to remember, every time you do that, you're acquiring that damage to the front of your car. So it's not a place you really want to be. I think what's going on is these drivers are bouncing off the wall and it's slowing them down. And that's where the drivers are tagging them in the rear end. And I've just been informed that aero is in fact very important here. So I was incorrect.
Well, you look right there. Scott Fritz gets in the outside wall. Nate Maurer to his inside. Look at the two of Robertson. 3 wide for second as we go into turn number 3. Nate Maurer inches ahead, but here comes Fritz on the high side trying to make it work. They're still side by side. Out of turn number 2, down the front straightaway. At the line, you're going to give it to Nate Maurer as Fritz. This made that one little mistake on the outside wall, and they're going to make contact. Fritz back into the wall.
He's going to fall back, lose several positions, all the way back into 6th now as James Silvers makes it by him. Silvers fighting his way back. Fritz is actually starting to fight back now as well. He's 3 wide with Michael Robinson to the inside of Silvers, side by side, coming out of turn number 4, heading down to the start-finish line. Fritz is going to keep that 5th position. 2 laps to go to the end of the stage.
2 laps to go, and Racing is picking up for these stage points. As there you see Silvers right behind Scott Fritz as they come down the back straightaway. Silvers going to look to the inside as they're side by side going into turn number 3. This is a battle for 5th and 6th on the board. Fritz with the momentum on the outside. Radburn Shutters just completed lap number 59 as they're on lap number 60. The white flag is out for the stage. Radburn Shutters way out in front here in stage number 1. There's second place, Nate Maurer, and Adam Newbert in 17th up. It's 14 spots since the start of this race. As there is Shutters coming out, turn number 4, Barty, the iRacing flagman, will wave the checker flag for stage number 1 here. There's Nate Maurer and Adam Newbert. Caution now on the racetrack for the stage. As you see on your left-hand side, Shutters, Maurer, Newbert, Robertson, Fritz, Robinson, Silvers, Neal, Winters, and Lancaster, your top 10.
Another fantastic run by Radburn Shutters. And Nate Maurer, almost out of nowhere, flies his way up into that 2nd position at the end of stage number 1. Steve, only 1 stage left. Can Radburn Shutters continue to hold off everybody else?
Well, you know, a win secures them into the next round next week. So, why not go for it? That's for sure. As you see the drivers catching up on the back straightaway to the pace vehicle. Billy and Nick arguing who's driving. One's steering, one's hitting the gas.
Well, I remember Nick saying something about Billy not knowing how to drive a stick. So I'm going to say that Nick's driving.
Oh, maybe Billy's playing with the lights. I don't know. Maybe he's turning them on and off. As the drivers are coming down pit road, I know if I was in the car, it had a siren. I'll be playing with the siren all race long. So
I can see that. I can see that. Whoop, whoop.
Radburn Shutters bringing the field down the pit road. Everybody pits except for Travis Twitty will stay out, and Robbie Richards, Tony Iverson, and Bryce Hunter. as we watch them make their pit stops. Sue comes off the pit road first. Shutters will make it out first. There's Nate Maurer. He will come out second. Adam Newbert third. James Silvers come out fourth. Fifth will be Doug Neal. Winners come out seventh. And then you have Scott Fritz, Adam Lancaster, Sean Kostritza, Jeremiah Hobbs, Darius Boyd, Brad Neer, Michael Robinson, all staying in there longer, get some of that damage repaired on their vehicles. But right now, your race leader is Brendan Robertson in that 2 machine. As they come out turn number 4 here.
Yeah, a bit surprised to not see Brandon Robertson make a pit stop here. He has not pitted since lap number 40. Being lap number 40, he can, in theory, go about... Oh, where's he at? Brandon Robertson. So in theory, you go about 10 to 12 more green flag laps, I would say, but not really sure why he'd make the decision to stay out at this point.
Playing with a danger zone. That's what he's doing. Brandon Robertson in that 2 machine. Playing different pit strategy here. Let's see what he does, because he's really low on that track. He's going to make it down pit road. He's going to give up the lead to the 44 of Radburn Shutters. And I believe the light should be going out the pace car this time by, I believe, it's Barney the iRacing Flagman looking them over.
Radburn Shutters will once again choose the outside. He's been doing that all night long, choosing the outside, allowing him to get a nice start over the car on the inside, run that momentum into turn number 1. Nate Maurer to his inside. James Silvers, his leader's teammate, lined up right behind him. It's another good reason to start on the outside for this restart. Allow your teammate to come with you, trying to get him back into that second position.
You know what? The starting lineup music, you know what? I forgot to do BJ again. Turned off. It
Oh, you've been playing it all night?
Well, it played for the first couple laps, you know.
Oh, well.
I'm sure they're ready for another song like All Night Long.
Yeah.
The pace car looking to pull off at turn number 4. Going to hand it over to Radburn Shutters. He can fire anywhere in the Geico restart zone. See that white line there? That's the Geico restart zone. That's the start of it. He can fire anywhere in between that white line. As he fires, a good start for Radburn Shutters. James Silvers now back up in that second spot there. He must have corrected some of that damage on that vehicle as you look as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. These drivers get single filed in a hurry. Nate Maurer will go to that 3rd spot and look at him all over the track in the back of the pack there. Side by side, trying to figure out how to get around. Brad Neer, that 6th machine. There's the 17 DeWalt. That is Jeremiah Hobbs. Brad Neer, the 6th, was involved in the first caution. Missing the nose cone there.
And several drivers look to me as though they just bobbled off of turn number 2 on that restart on the cold tires, pushing for everything they've got. But that restart playing out exactly how the drivers out of Cornerstone were wanting. James Silver starting at the back bumper of Radburn Shutters. Radburn Shutters controlling the start, allowed James Silvers to start with him and pull directly into that second position over Nate Maurer.
Well,
Adam, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'll say Adam Newbert still sitting in that 4th spot. Justin Winters finds himself in 5th after the stage break.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Justin Winters up in the top 5 right now. Having a good run tonight in that 7 machine. Doug Neal directly behind him in the 77. As you see right now, single file for the most part, looking a little further back. Scott Fritz currently running in 10th. He stayed in pit road a little bit longer to try to get some of that damage fixed. See if that will help that machine. He was running up front until he got caught up on the outside wall and then that one getting into him. So he's battling. Look at here. We're fixing to have battle on the front. As you look at Nate Bauer all over the hip pocket of the 33 of James Silvers as they go into turn number 1, single file.
A long way to go to the end of this race, so no reason to really press any issues at this point. Just single filing it out, taking it easy, saving your tires is the way to go. Looks like we had a little bit of a slide out. James Silvers right there on entry of turn number 3. No harm, no foul. He's going to slide back down in front of Nate Maurer, maintain that second position. Maurer looking at the low side. Looked like he's trying to get a little something on James Silvers there down the front straightaway, but he's going to fall in the line and actually lose ground to Silvers.
Losing ground out turn number 2. Now you see Maurer. He shoots out wide out turn number 2. But look at Justin Winters down to the inside of Newbert. That's a battle for 4th on the track. They're side by side in turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4. Coming down the front straightaway. Newbert has him at the line. And you'll see Winters. He'll get back in line there. And directly behind him is Doug Neal. That's 77. Watching this all fold out in front of him because he's going to wait till they make a mistake. And he's going to capitalize on it. As Nate Maurer, he is stalking his prey. James Silvers in that second spot there.
Yeah, you see two totally different lines between the 971 and the 33 right there through turns number 3 and 4. Maurer running that very bottom line right up against that dotted white line. Silvers runs up a lane higher. Both drivers pretty much running the same line through 1 and 2 here. Just kind of showing the diversity of this track here. It's a very narrow track. It's very hard to pass. Looks wide until you get into the turns and you see that white line. That's where the banking changes very drastically. Hitting that and hitting that wrong could send your car out very quickly. Still, once again, over the last 2 nights so far, we've only had a total of 3 cautions. So very surprised to not see any more mistakes out of these drivers than what we have.
As you saw momentarily, the 7, Justin Winters all over the back pocket of the 17 of Adam Newbert. As we're on lap number 74, you're watching the Bluegrass Xfinity Series live on Ultimate Dirt TV. Simulcast live on Bluegrass Facebook and YouTube channels and dirtfan.com. Make sure to share out the broadcast. We sure do appreciate you tuning in tonight. As these drivers are on lap number 75, we're fixing to go back up to the Crank It Up cam. James Silvers coming to the start-finish line there in that 44 machine. There's the rest of the field. As they head off into turn number 1, Silvers will exit turn number 2. The gap he has between him and James Silvers, his teammate, is remarkable here. He's had good starts all night long. Radburn Shutters has. That's for sure. He's proven it that Darlington is his track. As they come off turn number 2, down the back straightaway, you see front straightaway, excuse me, you see James Silvers and Nate Maurer. Maurer continues to stalk him. And there's the gap between Maurer and Newbert. Newbert in that 4th spot with Winters in his hip pocket with Doug Neal. Looking a little further back, there's Michael Robinson in that 2 machine. Made that late pit stop under caution. Had to come from tailback. There's 17 Jeremiah Hobbs. There's Brad Deere, who's involved in the first caution. Travis 20 to 29, currently running at 14th. There's Shock Stritza. He was also involved in the first caution. Robbie Richards in the 12 machine. And there's Tony Iverson. Couple laps down for him. Bryce Hunter a couple laps down. Missing the hood on that car. As when he got into the back of Tyler Evans. There's Evans in the 22. But meanwhile, Radbird Shutters is your race leader here. There is your battle for second. Maurer in third. Trying to chase down James Silvers. Trying to make a move. Does he do it now, BJ, or does he wait?
I think if I'm Nate Maurer, I'd continue to apply pressure, make James Silvers drive the tires off of that car to make it easier to pass later. But he doesn't want to push real hard either and wear his tires out at the same time, so he's got to find that fine line to do it. But speaking of tires, one thing that has really impressed me all night long out of Radburn Shutters is the pace that he's been able to maintain. He doesn't just pull away from the pack, but he maintains that gap and continues to pull away, even on long runs on these tires. So these drivers have not quite figured out how to run the way that he is running, and that is the reason for his success here so far tonight. But Nate Maurer, you see him kind of all over the place right there behind James Silvers. That's not what he wants to do, to try to complete that pass over Silvers. Silvers currently staying nice and smooth, not letting the pressure get to him.
James Silvers in that 33, still in that second spot. He fell back early after making contact with the outside wall. As you look there, there's the 77 of Doug Neal currently in that 5th position. Justin Winters right there in 6th. Michael Robinson in the 88, up 8 spots. But you really, Adam Newbert is the one shining right now. He's up 13 spots in that 4th position.
Yeah, Newbert really putting on a show. We saw him do it last night, and he came home with the win. He's doing it again here tonight with a fantastic run inside the top 5. Ever since he made his way up here, he's not left it. Through pit stops, green flag, pit stops, all of it, he's been able to stay up here. I'm interested in seeing if he goes for the off-pit strategy that we saw work for him last night.
Definitely. He's trying something, that's for sure. Nate Maurer, he's all over the back end of the 33 machine. If you're right, James Silvers, you got to be wondering, like, oh, Lord. Don't make a mistake, because he's going to end up in your hip pocket, that's for sure. Tucked in that back pocket. Now you see Maurer ducking to the inside. Down the back straightaway. He'll fall back in line there. Silvers goes a little high. Maurer manages to make that bottom work. Out of turn number 4. Side by side for second at the line. Give it to Nate Maurer.
Just barely. Almost dead even for those two drivers coming across the stripe that time. Maurer does finally take the position, but I can't help but worry about his tires. The way he was moving around behind James Silvers trying to get that position, he was all over the place, left, right, center, just trying to find the opening to get past Silvers. And that just goes to show how difficult it is to pass here. And as I say that, Adam Newbert makes it easy and makes a pass for a top 3.
He's definitely making it look easy. The 17 machine now up 14 spots and as a top 3. Justin Winters has fallen back another spot. He's currently in 7th. Adam Lancaster right ahead of him. He won last week. He's already secured his spot in the playoffs. The 72 of Iverson got into the outside wall there. A couple drivers able to get around him as Iverson's a couple laps down. There's the 2 of Brandon Robertson. Out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Robertson in that 11th position. Scott Fritz, who had some contact with the outside wall, running up front in second spot there, fell all the way back. Had to take an extended pit stop, try to fix some of that damage on that vehicle. Currently running in 10th.
Fritz just trying to gather and back up, trying to find his way forward. He's moved up a few spots. James Silvers brings it down pit side. He's the first car to come down pit side for the green flag pit stops here on lap number 87. It was 86 for him when he came down. 77 of Doug Neal. Sounds like he just called out his pit stop coming down this lap as well. What? Shutters, Maurer, Newbert waiting to see when they come down.
Well, you look right there. There is Shutters, and there is Maurer. That's how much Radford Shutters has gapped him in second place of Nate Maurer. That's a whole turn, BJ.
It definitely is a little bit over even. He's got plenty of clearance right now. He could actually sit back and save it if he would decide he wanted to make a longer run at it and make fewer pit stops. It's definitely an option for him in that number 44 machine. He's over 4 seconds ahead of second place now of Adam Newbert.
Adam Newbert takes over second as Maurer let him have it down the back straightaway. Newbert up 15 spots. Michael Robinson to 88, currently sitting in fourth, up 11 spots. Justin Winters now made his way back up into a top 5 position with Lancaster in 6th. There's Doug Neal. Look a little further back. There's Brandon Robertson in the 2. Scott Fritz in the 0-1. And there's Tony Iverson a couple laps down there. And now you see the 6 of Brad Deere, the 9 of Bryce Hunter, who's a couple laps down with heavy damage to that vehicle. But meanwhile, Radburn Shutter. Oh, Shutters get. Oh, Shutters. Oh, no, BJ.
That is not what he was wanting. He's going to give up the lead to Adam Newbert with that contact to Kostritza. Not real sure what all transpired right there to cause that, but Shutter's going to go ahead and take this opportunity to head down pit road, but he's just lost all that momentum that he had prior to coming down pit road. We'll see if we can take another look at it right here.
Let's see. We're going to rewind it back just a tad bit. Close it up on the 46 there. This gets into him in the outside wall. But he saves it. That's all that matters.
It was an impressive save at that. Slides it all the way down by the inside wall. Does not even hit the inside wall, though. It gets it back rolling. He's now got damages to be concerned with on the right side of that car. All the momentum over the field that he just lost. Adam Newbert back into position that we saw him in last night, leading the way. Once he got it yesterday, it was gone for him. He just took off and ran away with the race right up to the end of it when Keith Hackney was able to get the lead from him, but then he was able to take it back once again on the last closing laps. Right now, Newbert, Maurer, Robinson, Winters, Neal, your current top 5.
Newbert coming out the turn, down the straightaway. Into turn number 3. Take a look at the pit strategy. He's been on the set of tires and taking fuel for 30 laps. So we know pit stops are coming pretty soon. He went 35 laps on the first stint. So you can start expecting him down pit road anytime now. Adam Newbert, your race leader. There is second place Nate Maurer. Michael Robinson now with a top 3. Winters has moved up to that 4th position. Doug Neal in 5th. Neal to 77, getting passed by Brandon Robertson. Robertson to his inside. Robertson will take over 5th as Neal now falls back to 6th.
And Doug Neal, late run speed seems to be going away, but he can also be back on and off, taking his time right now, trying to get as much out of it as he can. The 22, Tyler Evans, he calls out his pit stop this time. Adam Newbert still waiting for him. Maurer, Robinson, Winters, all the drivers in the top 10 right now have yet to call out their pit stop.
Nate Maurer, around about 3 car lengths behind Adam Newbert in a 971 machine. Michael Robinson up ahead in 3rd, up 12 spots. So first is up 16 spots. Michael Robinson up 12. Everybody else in the single digits here. There is the 7 of Justin Winters. Oh, Nate Maurer coming down pit road, and so is Adam Newbert. Michael Robinson, your new race leader.
Robinson will take over the lead. Brandon Robertson will head right in behind him into 2nd. 6th, Brad Neer calls out his pit stop. James Silvers makes his way back onto the lead lap with the pitting of Adam Newbert.
As we look at Newbert, see some right side damage there where he scraped the wall during the race. See how he fares coming out of pit road. As now Robinson and Robertson down pit road. So is Boyd. Scott Fritz and James Silver staying out. So is Adam Lancaster. But now you look at the drivers. Bradford Shutters now scored in that 7th spot. Nate Maurer coming back out on track in 8th.
And Shutters took some extra time on pit road to get those repairs done to that number 44 machine after the contact with Sean Kostritza earlier, and then the hit to the wall. Once it cycles back around, he'll be scored in 3rd. His teammate James Silvers takes over the race lead. Adam Lancaster in 2nd. Shutters 6 seconds back from his teammate of James Silvers, running in 3rd right now. Nate Maurer, good job getting down pit road, getting back on track very quickly. He sits in 4th right now. Everybody from 7th place on back right now looks as though they are a lap down at the moment. There is Adam Newbert. He scored in 13th.
He had some problems down pit road, extended pit for that driver, so he lost the lead. It will come out in that 13th spot. James Silvers is your race leader on lap number 99. As we're coming to 58 laps to go here at Darlington. Lancaster sitting in that 2nd spot. He won last week. And you know what, BJ? Could he keep it going? Because Keith Hackney in the Truck Series won the week before and finished 2nd last night. Because Adam Lancaster, since he won last week, will he finish 2nd tonight?
Now I think Adam Lancaster is hungry for more. He's been showing speed all night long. The damage to the rear end of the car does not seem to be affecting him a whole lot. James Silver's into the wall. That gap between those two drivers decreases drastically with that mistake out of James Silvers. Silver's been struggling here tonight. He's been running up towards the front, but you can see the struggle that he's been having. He's been fighting to keep the cars behind him here to stay up towards the front tonight. Lancaster, you can see the gap just continuing to close right there. Caution flag waves. That is not what Silvers wants to see.
Yes, caution flag in the air. And it might have been. I know it's on the straightaway there. Let's see, who's that? Is that Tyler Evans?
It is indeed.
So let's rewind this. Because I believe it's going to be an admin caution because it's not flagging on the thing. Let's take it blimp view. So he gets into the outside wall hard, then into the inside wall, locks him up, and that's where they threw a caution, so that way the drivers would not get into him. The 3rd caution of the night. James Silver's down pit road.
As slow as he was going, I'm surprised that iRacing did not throw the caution for that. However, the admins did clarify that they went ahead and threw the caution for the speed that the other drivers were coming flying around him and having to dart left and right to try to go by him, make sure that they missed him. But that is why they went ahead and threw the caution. Smart move, I believe, by the admins, just to make sure that everybody was safe. Nobody else's race would be affected based on that. Evans doing everything he could as well. So good call, I think, by the admins to go ahead and throw that caution.
All right, now the 2 of Brandon Robertson is your race leader. Travis Twitty listed as 2nd. Brad Neer in 3rd. Nate Maurer in 4th. And James Silvers in 5th as they're rolling out of pit road. Adam Newbert. I believe he got his lap back. He is now on the lead lap in that 17 machine. With 55 laps to go here at Darlington, you're watching the Bluegrass Xfinity Series live on Ultimate Dirt TV on Facebook and YouTube. Simulcast live on the Bluegrass YouTube and Facebook and on dirtfan.com. Make sure you hit that like and follow button and share out the broadcast. If you're looking to get into an asphalt league, head over to the Bluegrass Facebook page and message them, and they'll tell you how to get started, get in it for next season. BJ, next season's going to roll up on us quickly after we end this season.
That it most definitely will, and it's an action-packed league that you don't want to miss. Clean racing. So far tonight, just 3 cautions at Darlington. You know, that's unheard of. This is definitely a place that you want to be. You want to come. You want to run at this place in this league. And, you know, this is a common trend for Bluegrass. It's not just Darlington, but all the tracks that we've seen that we roll into, I'm expecting a lot of cautions. They prove me wrong every single time.
Well, you can see that sun shining bright in the driver's eyes down the back straightaway. And this is something we heard the Cup Series or the Truck Series drivers complaining last night. And you can see it here tonight in the Xfinity Series. As you can hear, Nate Maurer shutting the car off, coasting. Here you see him turning back on. Try to save every bit of fuel he can. Right ahead of him is Tony Iverson, right behind the pace car there in that 72 machine. He will be getting the lucky dog. Wave around there. Well, he was the lucky dog. He was a wave around.
Yes. Brandon Robertson, Adam Newbert, the only drivers on the lead lap right now that did not pit during that caution. Not a lot of laps on Brandon Robertson's tires. A bit surprised, however, to not see him take a quick splash of fuel. Nate Maurer came down, topped off on fuel. No tires for that driver. Scott Fritz finds himself scored in that 5th position. He also took no tires, just a splash of fuel. Getting ready to rock and roll here as the lights are out on a pace car. Brandon Robertson will choose the inside line.
Robertson chooses the inside. The pace car make the hard left-hand turn. Robertson will bring him to the Geico restart zone. Coming to the start zone right there. He can choose to fire off and fires off right there. Good start there. Caught Nate Maurer a little bit sleeping. James Silvers to his inside as they head into turn number 1. Silvers will have the 2nd spot now. Maurer will fall into 3rd. Maurer up against the outside wall. There's the 88 of Robertson as they come out of turn number 2. Lancaster and the 01 of Fritz side by side. That's for 5th and 6th on the board. And then you have Radbird Shutters in the 44 who was leading. They got into the lap car. Had to make a pit stop with some damage. Hurley running in 7th. There's Darius Boyd in that 8th position. Doug Neal right behind him in 10th is Justin Winters. Brandon Robertson has shot out like a rocket. That's something we've seen the drivers that are in control of the restarts. They shoot out way out in front. As you see Silvers in that 2nd spot, trying to hold on, keep Nate Maurer behind him. Maurer been strong all night long, running up front in that 971 machine.
You're seeing shades of what we were watching earlier, the battle between the 33 of Silvers and the 971 of Maurer. But one thing to mention, Radburn Shutter sitting right now in 7th. You're just talking about him a moment ago. This is his first actual experience this race in dirty air. Even when he took that pit stop after the contact, came back out, he was kind of by himself. Didn't really have to deal with the dirty air then. But now he's back up in the pack. He's got to deal with the dirty air as he tries to press forward in that number 44 machine. The clean air really played into his favor. Brandon Robertson is showing us just that, how crucial the clean air in front of the car is as he's continuing to pull away from James Silvers. Right about 0.7 of a second gap right now.
There you see Michael Robinson taking over that 3rd spot for Nate Maurer. Robinson now in 3rd, up 12 spots. Nate Maurer, he's falling back because here comes Adam Lancaster. Adam Lancaster looking to his inside. Oh, you saw Maurer got a little loose there on entry. That car shut up all the way up to the wall there. Scott Fritz, good rebound after his troubles in that 6th spot. Shutters directly behind them. But Brandon Robertson, he better watch out, because here's James Silvers now. Silvers is gathering it back up and reeling in Brandon Robertson in a hurry.
James Silvers showing that speed on the fresh tires. He's right up back to the back bumper. Moments ago, nearly a second gap now, just over a tenth between those two drivers. Silvers giving it all he's got right now, trying to get up to the back bumper. The laps are winding down quickly here tonight, and Silvers is starting to recognize it, wants everything he can to try to have every bit of room he can when it comes time for their pit stop.
Right there, the top 3 who throw a blanket over him. Nate Maurer falling back to that 4th position. Adam Lancaster in 5th. Adam Lancaster again was last week's winner in Xfinity Series. And we got right there a battle for the lead shaping up. Silvers on the outside with the momentum. The two have to get heavy on the binders there not to get into them. James Silvers, your new race leader.
When Robertson got on the binders right there, it looked like Silvers just shot out of a cannon and took off by him. That was just heads-up driving by Brandon Robertson. Did not take him out when he could have pushed for that lead and allowed the car to drift up, pushed Silvers up into the wall, and he probably still would have been able to keep the lead if he doesn't wreck. But that was some smart driving, respectable driving to back out of it and let Silvers go. There's still a lot of racing to go, still plenty of time to make that ground back up and fight for that position and get back at it. Michael Robinson now is going to make the pass on him for that 2nd position. Brandon Robertson, just a few lap older tires, or about 5 lap older tires than Silvers and Robinson. Probably more on the save mode line right now, being the older tires, thinking if he sits back, those older tires won't be as big of a deal when the time comes.
Definitely, as they come out of the turn. Oh, Maurer, he got loose off the turn there on the turn number 4. Swings it out wide. He's going to lose another position. Now he's in the top 5. Adam Lancaster in that 4th position. Bradburn Shutter still sitting in 6th there. That car has to be still a little bit ill handling. There's Scott Fritz, Doug Neal. Justin Winters in that 9th spot. Then you have Brad Deere in 10th. That's your top 10. And Silver's way out front from the 88 of Michael Robinson. But Robinson, let's take a look at this at the lap times between those two drivers. As you see, Silvers has been quicker the last 4 laps, BJ. The last 4 laps, BJ.
Yeah, quicker by over a tenth and even over 2 tenths the majority of those laps. Lap number 114, the only exception to that, just over half a tenth, but still, either way, that is a massive gap. I'm interested in seeing if Silvers has worked out what his teammate Radburn Shutters has done all race long and able to save the tires. Robertson actually quicker that time by. Could be a little bit of a strategy game going on for Silvers as well. The fact that he's that much quicker all those times by and then slower, he might be getting that gap and then sitting back for a lap. Since he's got the gap, he's got the cushion, sit back for a lap and relax, and then pull back ahead once again. There's the lap times between Robinson and Lancaster, Robinson and Robertson. Oof. I'd say that one 5 times 5. 5 times fast. Wow, I can't even say that.
As we're watching the 88 of Michael Robinson there in that 2nd spot. Robertson in 3rd. Adam Lancaster in his hip pocket there as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3. James Silvers and Michael Robinson. Silvers, I mean, he's been quick, but Robertson's catching up to him now.
Yeah, he is, but
look at there. Last 3 laps, BJ.
He's definitely quicker at the moment. In Silvers, we saw he's not had the long run speed here all night long. I was thinking maybe he'd sit back and allow his allow the other drivers to wear the tires down, and he still could be doing that. He's still got over a half a second gap between him and Michael Robinson. But how much do you let it shrink before you get back on it and get going is the other question, if that is the case.
That's true. That is true. Now, Adam Lancaster up to third as Brandon Robertson's fallen back to that fourth position. Nate Maurer in fifth. That's your top five. Silvers, Robertson, Lancaster, Robertson, and Maurer. Then in sixth is Doug Neal, Scott Fritz, Radburn Shutters, Adam Newbert, and Justin Winters, your top 10. As we're coming to complete lap number 20, or 120 here at Darlington. As now we got a race starting to brew up for that lead position as the 88 has closed up in the hip pocket of the 33. James Silvers out of turn number 2. Look at him close that gap. Looks to the inside, going into turn number 3. Is Silvers going to let him have it? He does. Silvers makes a little contact with the outside wall. Out of turn number 4, your new race leader, Michael Robinson, in the 88 machine.
He's been pretty quiet all night long, but now that the race is starting to wind down, he's turned on the jets. He's made his way to the front, made himself known here tonight. He says, hey, I've had it here all night long, just been waiting for the right opportunity, and now he takes it. Taking a look at the lap times, you can see Silvers is off pace at the moment. Adam Lancaster, a half a second faster the last couple of times by over James Silvers. So something could be going wrong with that number 33 machine. We'll see this time by just right about a tenth and a half faster still for Lancaster. So Silvers is now starting to fall off the pace very quickly here. So not sure if maybe he's still fighting with some damages that he had on that car earlier. Maybe that's why his tires are wearing down faster, or what is going on with that 33 machine. But all of his speed dies very, very quickly here tonight.
As you see now, Lancaster in the picture. As we look right there as it updates, he's quicker that lap. So 4 laps in a row, Lancaster's been quicker than Silvers as he closes the gap. Lancaster's been also quicker than Nate Maurer the last 5 laps.
At the moment, Lancaster is actually showing to be one of the 2 fastest cars on track. The other one is a 17 of Adam Newbert. Both of those 2 drivers are running considerably faster than the rest of the field, right about 3/10 faster. Robinson that time does actually run faster than Lancaster out in the front. You see Lancaster now starting to close the gap on Silvers once again. He's going to be looking to make a move, I'd say, here right about a lap to a lap and a half. And I think Steve found his dinner plate.
Yep. Yep. James Silvers has company. As you look at the 46, that is Sean Kostritza moves to the inside, allows those 2 drivers to get around him. And Lancaster now in the hip pocket. Out of turn number 2, gets a run down the back straightaway. He's going to dive underneath them. As they head into turn number 3, the 33 Silver's going to let him have it. Second, can he hold on to that second spot as here comes Silver's battle back on the inside?
I think Silvers is just going to let him have it right now. Still plenty of racing to go. Silver sits now in third, trying to stick to the back bumper of Adam Lancaster and not let him get too far away. Maurer in fourth. Robertson has made his way back to the top 5. Doug Neal, you see him right there on the left side of your screen. Here comes Adam Newbert to the inside of Scott Fritz. That's for that 7th position. Newbert still moving at a very fast pace around this track. Looking for more. He fell back earlier, getting some repairs done, if I'm not mistaken, to that car during a green flag pit stop. Now he's going to fight to get everything back that he had. Showed a lot of speed earlier, doing it once again here.
77 moves to the inside. Is going to allow Newbert to go around him. Newbert now in the top 5 up 12 spots. Meanwhile, Michael Robinson continues to lead. And there's Adam Lancaster with just a little under 30 laps to go. I believe, laps to go. Here at Darlington, you're watching the Bluegrass Xfinity Series live on Ultimate Dirt TV. There's the 88 of Michael Robinson. James Silvers now gets around Lancaster. Lancaster making a pit stop. So Scott Fritz, Justin Winters, Brad Deere down pit road. So pit stops has started to begin again, BJ, or to close the stages.
Yeah, this I would say would be the money stop. Some of these drivers are going to have to save. The longest run we've seen anybody make here tonight so far is 35 laps and caution flag waves. That's going to change things up a lot for those drivers that just pitted and help the drivers that haven't pitted yet.
I'm not too sure. Oh, it's Tony Iverson bringing out that caution. As you see him coming off of pit road there. Swings out wide, just loses it.
It just hit that little banking change there, and it just kind of kicked the car, especially on those cold tires. Not a lot of grip in them, so when you hit stuff like that banking change, it will kick the car if you're not careful. So it's best to try to hold it down till you get all the way to the back straightaway. Just kind of came up a little bit prematurely there, hit that banking change, grabbed him, the whole car bounced, and just went around on him. It did a good job, though. No contact to anything, did recover the car. Now everybody that pitted under green flag the last time coming by, they're going to be getting the wave around here momentarily.
As we watch the drivers come down pit road, let's see who gets off first. Here's James Silvers up there in that 33 machine. The tires going on it. There's Nate Maurer leaving pit road. Michael Robinson there leaving pit road. Race off pit road will be Nate Maurer, James Silvers, Michael Robinson, Adam Newbert, Doug Neal. Your top five coming out pit road as they come out turn number 2. Join the field on the back straightaway there. A lot of these drivers who pitted under that caution, they're actually going to come back down pit road, BJ.
Yeah, you've got the extra chance to do it. Why not go ahead and top off? It's going to have you lined up at the back of the field anyway, seeing as you just got the wave around. So why not go ahead and take the chance to top off the fuel, make sure you have enough to go to the end of the race. I think it's a smart move.
Definitely. Nate Maurer listed as your leader and at 971. As you see ahead of him is Adam Lancaster behind the pace car and the 01 of Scott Fritz. As you saw, Lancaster came down pit road when the caution waved. Tomorrow night, you don't want to miss it. This is the Cup Series for round number 2, or race number 2 of the playoffs here at Darlington. Don't want to miss it. Same time, same place. Well, BJ got to talk to, I chatted with my friend last night. A little bit. Not much. A little bit.
Yeah.
Mr. Jerry Van Sickle. He's going to be in Arkansas this weekend at Batesville Motor Speedway for the big modified show, Race for Hope. Live on IMCA TV. So make sure to check out Jerry Van Sickle calling the race, I believe, with Wesley, the voice of the Comp Cam Super Dirt late models, be with them. Wesley Gwatney.
Wesley Gwatney. That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yep. So he be making some calls with them. And then also in the Mid-South area, Riverside Speedway. The ASCS Sprint Cars have added some money for a driver who passes the most cars this feature race on Saturday night at Riverside in West Memphis, Arkansas. That's going to be something. It's not ASCS sanctioned, but they're going to put some money out on them. So somebody going to win some luck, some good money. Lights are out. We're going to come back to the green. Nate Bauer brings them down to the Geico restart zone. He fires off. We're back to racing with 24 laps to go.
Yeah, he started very, very low on the track that time. Oh, Michael Robinson, a little bit of contact to the rear end. Gets a little loose there, but he holds on to it. Falls back in line. He'll be in 6th position. He's going to have a lot of fighting to do. Drivers shooting all over the place on the back straightaway. 44 of Radburn Shutters, a little loose on the back straightaway even. He's going to fall back in line right behind the lap driver of Bryce Hunter.
See, these drivers getting racy towards the end of the race with 23 laps to go. Nate Bauer, your race leader. James Silvers and Adam Newbert, your top 3. Neil and Darius Boyd. We haven't talked about him all night, and he's there where it counts. Trying to make a move on Doug Neal. Looks to the inside.
Yeah, he stayed quiet, but now we're in the closing laps of the race. He sits in 5th right now. Darius Boyd, or Doug Neal right in front of Darius Boyd. He's holding on for dear life right now because there's a charging Darius Boyd all over the back bumper. Doug Neal able to pull just a little bit of a gap that time. Looks like the driver in front of those two.
Oh, we got Lancaster in the wall.
It's in the wall.
Lancaster in that one machine. He saves it, but gets to the outside wall on an exit turn number 2 there. Now Scott Fritz looks to the inside. That's a battle for 8th and 9th on the board. Meanwhile, Nate Bauer starting to pull away from James Silvers. Adam Newbert all over him in that 17 machine. The powerhouse 17.
Yeah, Adam Newbert, very, very strong here at Darlington. He said it's go time. We're down to 21 laps to go. Let me by. I've got another race to win. Interested to see if he wants to go for the hat trick, and if we race tomorrow, he takes a look to the inside of James Silver. Silver's up by the wall. Newbert's got the position in 1.
Newbert now in that 2nd spot, looking at 20 laps to go. He has plenty of time to catch a race leader, Nate Bauer. Newbert trying to go 2 for 2 this week. As now he started to pull away from James Silvers. You see Doug Neal there in that 4th spot. Darius Boyd still in the top 5. Scott Fritz making his way down pit road. There's Michael Robinson into 88, currently running 6th. There's Brandon Robertson in the 2 machine in 7th. Adam Lancaster in 8th. Meanwhile, back up front, you can see that number 17 is on a mission. And let's take a look at those lap times, BJ. Bauer's quicker.
Yeah, Mauer's quicker, but we've seen a long run speed from Newbert all week long. Not just all night long, but all week long. So Mauer, yes, he is faster right now. Silver's actually quicker than Newbert that last time by, but I expect to see Newbert really step up his game here in the closing laps here. 18 laps to go, 17 when we hit the stripe here out of turn number 4. Silvers isn't really letting Newbert get out of his sights, though. Newbert got by him pretty quickly there, but Silver's sticking right with him.
He definitely is. As they cross the start-finish line, 17 laps to go. Redneck Nation is leading. That 971 of Nate Bauer.
Hey, I'm from there.
Adam Newbert, James Silvers, Doug Neal, Darius Boyd, still your top 5. Then you got Michael Robinson, Brandon Robertson, Adam Lancaster, Justin Winters, and Scott Fritz, your top 10. There's Scott Fritz in the 0-1. Had a mistake early on in the race, cost him some valuable track position. But meanwhile, now 16 to go.
Not gonna lie though, seeing that 01 painted up like a throwback of Dale Earnhardt Goodyear car or Goodwrench car, I would have loved to have seen that one win just for the sake of seeing that car in victory lane. But mired back in 10th right now, 1 lap down. That last caution really hurt drivers like Scott Fritz, Justin Winters, Adam Lancaster. All those drivers came down pit road right before that caution flag flew, miring them 1 lap down. They chose to come down pit road once again, so they ended up remaining 1 lap down. But right now, Adam Newbert continuing to give it all he's got to try to run down Nate Maurer. Those two running nearly identical lap times the last time by. Not really any ground gain, none lost. Silvers continues to stay right there with Newbert. He's waiting, ready to pounce, waiting just to see if he can hold on and try to get those positions right at the end of the race.
14 laps to go. James Silvers started third, currently running third. As we have go on to our, let's see here, our cricket up camp. As you see out turn number 4, there's Nate Maurer, race leader, coming across the start-finish line. 12 laps to go for the Bluegrass Xfinity Series, the Darlington 158. You're watching live the Bluegrass Xfinity Series. Maurer, Adam Newbert in at second spot. And you know, first, second, and third are evenly spaced out. And you see the 77 Doug Neal.
Newbert was starting to close the gap on Maurer there, and it hit the wall coming out of turn number 2 that last time. Not what he's wanting, just 11 laps remaining for him to catch up to Nate Maurer. The last time with that contact to the wall, he lost almost a full second. See right there, 0.6 of a second on Nate Maurer. So he's got a heck of an uphill battle to go. You see him back and forth on those lap times. Newbert was there, and then he wasn't with the speed. See what he can do this time. Okay, so Nate Maurer is back on it, just a hair faster, virtually identical at that point. Just 3/100ths of a second difference between those drivers.
The butt kicker, 10 laps to go here at Darlington. Way out in front right now is Nate Maurer. Can he pick up the win and hold off Adam Newbert? James Silvers in that third spot there. Michael Robinson in fourth, up 11 spots. Then you got Darius Boyd still sitting in that 5th position. Doug Neal being passed by the 44 of Radburn Shutters, who's a lap down. Then you got Brandon Robertson in 2 and Adam Lancaster in that 8th spot.
And those are all of the drivers currently on the lead lap. With under 10 laps to go, Nate Maurer's doing exactly what he needs to do. He's sitting good. Adam Newbert has now started to fall off the pace. We'll see if he has anything here in the closing laps, but I don't think he's going to have enough time, even if he can push that car to its limits right now.
You see the gap between first and second. You see Maurer in 3. Now you see Newbert entering 3. That's the gap first and second. You can see the gap between Newbert and Silvers. There is Silvers. Robinson about 3 car lengths back from the 33. James Silver sitting at 4th spot. 7 laps to go. The closing stages here at Darlington for the Bluegrass Xfinity Series live on Ultimate Dirt TV.
Brandon Robertson closing the gap on James Silvers and closing it quickly. 7 laps remaining We'll see if he can get by him. Shades of what we saw earlier for battle for the race lead. Now this is going to be for third, though. Here goes Brandon Robertson. He's going to take a look to the inside going into turn number 1. Thinks better of it and falls back. Silvers closes the door, drops to the inside. Robertson now running the high sides. See them both running the diamond line. Silvers up into the wall. Robinson to the inside, side by side, down into turn number 3. Robertson's going to have the position. Clears him, slides up in front. Got himself a top 3. Now Silver's looking to try to fight back.
5 laps to go. The Roast of Jim's 5 lap to go mark here in the Xfinity Series. Nate Maurer sitting pretty here in that 971 machine to pick up the win tonight. If he could just hold off 5 more laps, you just saw Adam Newbert just tag the outside wall a little bit on the entry there in that 17 machine. Michael Robinson to 88. James Silvers is falling back a little bit all the way to the 4th position, losing ground on Michael Robinson. There's Darius Boyd. He's closed up on James Silvers. 4 laps to go here at Darlington.
Just 4 short laps. We're at about 31 seconds per lap. It's going to be over before we know it. Darius Boyd now running down Silvers. Here he goes by Silvers. Silvers struggling now in the closing laps, falling like a rock in that number 33 machine. Will he be able to hold a top 5 at this point? Just 3 laps remaining. Nate Maurer, 2.5 seconds over Adam Newbert. This race is pretty much locked in as long as he doesn't make any mistakes. Robinson sits in 3rd, Boyd 4th, Silvers 5th. Everybody now starting to spread out as the closing laps are coming to an end.
How about this? Adam Newbert not in the playoffs. Darius Boyd not in the playoffs. James Silvers is. Brandon Robertson is. Doug Neal is. Nate Maurer, your race leader, is. So 2 laps to go for Nate Maurer in that 971 Redneck Nation.
Go ahead.
I was going to say out of turn number 4, the white flag will wave this time by. 1 more lap to go for the 971 of Nate Maurer.
Maurer showing camaraderie to the 29 of Travis Twitty. Just told him, just run your race. I've got the lead. I've got it. Just go ahead and run it. I'll stay behind you. So out of turn number 4, Nate Maurer will win round number 2 of the round of 16 for the Bluegrass Xfinity Series, advancing himself to the round of 12.
2nd place, Adam Newbert, Michael Robinson, Darius Boyd, and James Silvers, your top 5. What a good run Nate Maurer had tonight in that 971 machine. Adam Newbert, 2nd place, won last night. Not too shabby, a 1st and a 2nd for this week. As we take a look at your official results on the board, Nate Maurer picking up the win. Adam Newbert in 2nd, Michael Robinson in 3rd in the 88 machine. Darius Boyd will come home 4th. James Silvers in 5th. Brandon Robertson in 6th. Doug Neal in 7th. Adam Lancaster in 8th. 9th will be Scott Fritz. And 10th will be Justin Winters.
11th is going to be Robbie Richards. Brad Neer in 12th. Radburn Shutters 13th. Bryce Hunter 14th. Travis Twitty will round out your top 15. It's going to be Tony Iverson, Sean Kostritza, Tyler Evans, Jeremiah Hobbs.
Rounds out your field.
Rounds out your field. Yeah, it does. I was expecting there to be more. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
We'll be right back with post-race interviews with your top 3 finishers here tonight. welcome back to Ultimate Dirt TV. As we get ready for post-race interviews, let's see here. BJ has caught up with their third place finisher.
That's right. I have caught up with the driver, the number 88, Michael Robinson. Man, you had a strong run all night long. Managed to bring that thing home in third. Tell us a little bit about it.
Just basically just saving my rear tires because this track will eat up tires the whole time. So that's why I've been focusing about. The car, I was struggling just a little bit on the short run, but the long run it was coming to me, and just that last restart just kind of blew it. Just just to have those cold tires, and yeah, I could have had a shot to win the race, and everything was just going my way, but it is what it is. So I'm not gonna be mad about it. Came on, finished third, and trying to go into next week.
The round of 12 is starting in next week. What is your game plan going into the rest of the playoffs?
Just giving the mindset, just have the mentality, just keep racing hard with everybody else because this is the playoffs. Because you can't ease off. Because if you have make one mistake, that's it. So I'll just keep that in my mind, and just keep racing hard to everybody else, and see we try to get this first win this season.
All right, go ahead and thank your sponsors. Shout outs to everybody help make it possible tonight.
No sponsors, but I want to thank to Empire Motorsports, Jeremiah, my friend Justin, can he be watching it every week, and friends and family, and of course you guys do an amazing job this whole season, and just keep looking forward to it.
All righty, and that was Michael Robinson. Congratulations again on your third place finish.
Thank you.
Steve?
All righty, coming home in second tonight, Adam Newbert, first and second this week. Not bad.
Yeah, man. I kind of wish we would have got first, but I'll take a second. Coming back from a lap down, that ain't too bad.
Not too bad at all. Tell everybody what happened to put you a lap down.
Man, something happened to the 44. I think I'm saying that number right. Who was the leader right there? What was his name?
Radburn Shutters.
Yeah, so Radburn. So he got caught up with a car in front. We got the lead off of that. This was around lap 100-ish. Went down pit road, green flag pit stops, and I sped pulling into my pit stall. So that put us a lap down. We had to serve the penalty, and then luckily we had a caution not too far after that, and then got the lucky dog, got back on the lead lap, and then quickly started getting around some of these cars to get back up front.
Definitely. So what's your goals for the rest of the season here in the Xfinity Series?
I mean, I don't know if I'll make too many more Xfinity starts, probably just part-time, and then just focus on the truck series.
Definitely. A win last night, a second place tonight. Go ahead, thank those fine sponsors making it all possible for you.
All right, I'd like to thank the Stick With It Motorsports, Jeff Sickles over there, VFW Post Tacoma, A's Lawn and Landscaping, Darren's Nail Gun Repair, and I'm probably missing a couple there, but that's right off the top of my head.
Awesome.
Thank you guys and Jason for putting on the Xfinity Series.
All right, Adam Newbert coming home in second place tonight. BJ, I believe you have caught up with our race winner.
That's right. I've caught up with the man of the hour. He comes home with a win, and if I'm not mistaken, did I hear correctly? It was your birthday as well?
My birthday and my anniversary today, both.
Whew. That's a heck of a combo. A lot of good luck going your way, apparently.
Yeah, hopefully. Never mind. I ain't gonna say what I'm gonna say next. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully you can keep going, man.
He's fixing to pass out.
Oh, so things going really well for you tonight. You found yourself in the top 5 pretty much all night long, and then the top 3, and then coming home with a win. Tell us a little bit about what it was like from behind the wheel.
Well, terrible qualifying. I felt like I could have qualified here, top 5. Not to worry about from coming towards the back. I think I qualified 9th or 10th. I think I qualified 9th. And this car I didn't really drive in traffic at all in practice, but this thing drove like complete crap in traffic, man. It was super tight. I felt like coming off the corner. Luckily, I only brushed the wall maybe twice the whole race. And big shout out to Justin White, spotting me, man. I thought we were gonna be pitting earlier there towards the end of that race, and he told me stay out, and that caution came out. And shout out to my teammate Doug Neal. I was so close to going into pit road. He said, "Stay out, they're wrecking, they're wrecking." He was yelling at me, and shout out to Doug Neal too for making me stay out. And some of them fast cars had to take the wave around, and it's just sad to see that Radburn got taken out by a lapper, and because this race was most definitely probably his tonight.
Well, with that win, you've locked yourself into the round of 12 here in the playoffs. What's your game plan? What's your strategy going into the next round?
I think I just heard Silver say we're going to Las Vegas next week, so I don't know. Got to qualify better, man. I'm struggling in here this season. Last season I was top 3 driver, but now we got some good talent in here now, like Adam Newbert. He's showing up a lot lately. Mikkel Robinson's in here from Truck Series. You got James Silvers, Radburn. A lot more talent in here this season. So just got to try staying with them on the track.
All right, we'll go ahead and thank your sponsors. Shout out to everybody help make it possible to get up there.
Shout out to Redneck Nation, my primary sponsor here on the car. Shout out to Simbox. That's Doug Neal's button box company. If you need a button box, hit up Simbox PC on Facebook. He is like a third of the price of anybody else. Direct wheel dashes, anything you want, you can get through him. Shout out to you, Will, and Steve for taking your time 4 nights a week to broadcast this. And shout out to Jason and everybody else, the admin team at Bluegrass, and my spotter and crew chief Justin White. So hopefully we can get him through the next round here in the Truck Series.
All righty. Congratulations again on your race win. Happy anniversary and happy birthday, by the way.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
All right, that was Doug Neal picking up the win here. Race number 2 of the playoffs.
Nate Maurer.
I just totally screwed that up, looking at the wrong thing. My bad. Maybe it's me who's fixed to pass out. Oh, well. Don't forget, tomorrow night is the Cup Series race number 2 of the playoffs here at Darlington. The Xfinity did not disappoint, and I don't expect the Cup Series to disappoint either. So make sure to tune in, same time, same place, here live on Ultimate Dirt TV. Hit the like, hit the follow button, share out the broadcast, and everybody be safe and God bless. We'll see you tomorrow night.